As ever, visitors stream into Crete's Knossos Palace. According to the Ministry of Tourism, the timeless allure of Greece's antiquities and other attractions has enabled this vital industry to overcome negative images of social unrest. The ministry maintains that tourist arrivals are down by just 1% and that the gloomy predictions of the Cassandras were wrong.
But the administration here is not speaking with the same voice. A reliable senior government source told me that terrorism and strikes were having devastating results on tourism, especially the normally lucrative British market. Numbers dropped spectacularly at the start of August, he said. The clear implication of these remarks is that because of the importance of tourism to the Greek economy, this country is in danger of not meeting the financial targets laid down by the International Monetary Fund and European Union.
The Tourism Ministry predicts that revenue will be down by about 10% on last year. Crete's experience suggests the ministry's assessment is excessively upbeat.
The government says only 10% actually. This is not true. It's going to be a very bad season at the end of the day. When we speak about money, I think it's going to be 30–35% drop.
Hotels like this one are certainly full, but only because of a surge in last-minute bookings, after travel companies slashed prices by 50%. According to the Cretans, the tour operators forced them to share the loss in order to fill beds.
At the end of the day, and especially in the high season, when everybody is expecting to recover from the losses of the off-season months, and at the end of the day, we've got this drop on the prices, which we are influenced as well. That means we are absolutely in the red line.
Crete's new aquarium is an attempt to expand the island's appeal, but this year, in the predatory food chain of mass tourism, rival destinations like Turkey and Egypt have been undercutting Greece and have benefited from not being in the Eurozone at a time when money is tight.
The tourists that have come in Greece this year, there are many, but they don't spend a lot. Already there are many people who are not working, they have lost their jobs, and the numbers will worsen more.
According to these two image consultants, the crisis is an opportunity for revival. For their clients, they're prescribing philoxenia, traditional Greek generosity towards strangers.
I think Greek hoteliers have lost their way. It is easy to happen, and it is understandable. Other people dictated the policies and how the industry should work. What really needs to be done here is go back to your roots, rediscover what philoxenia is all about, what hospitality is all about, the very thing that attracted people to Greece in the first place.
In militant Greece, such advice may work in the long term, but for this season it's too late to counter the images earlier in the summer of demonstrations and strikes when ships were prevented from leaving port and holidaymakers were stranded.
It's the first time I ever happened to a strike, and then I have to change the ticket and they charge us 10 euros more. I think it's ridiculous, totally ridiculous.
More worrying than the strikes was the warning by a new ruthless guerrilla group that they would turn Greece into a war zone, although terrorism experts insisted there was no direct threat to tourists.
Come, visit us, welcome here, but take into consideration that the country has certain problems, and those problems some violent urban groups are trying on a daily basis to exploit them.
The summer heat has given Greece some respite against industrial action, and as the government promised, most tourists have been unaffected by the crisis.
Well, so far it hasn't been too bad, has it? I mean, the food isn't ridiculously expensive.
It's very dear. I don't think the industrial action's made any effect on it at all.
I think it's safe as anything.
Greece only has a few weeks left to rescue its tourist season. If earnings do fall by 30%, economists warn that the loss of tax revenue to the state would be very serious. In the land where the sun shines 300 days a year, the government may be forced to introduce more unpopular austerity measures to avoid defaulting on its debt. Brabant, BBC News in Crete.